Hello everybody, welcome back to another video. In this video we're going to be doing an update of Washington Reagan National Airport. There's one new model in this update. I might be mistaken, there might be more, but yeah. We also have the extension on this update, and unfortunately I haven't gotten around to getting the markings done on the extension. Hopefully I'll get around to that in about September, October time, just because after this video, this is actually going to be the last video before I go to America. Now, well, not the last video that I'm recording before I go to America. Basically, all the other videos you'll see after this that are of airport updates and all of that, I would have pre-recorded. Because basically while I'm in America I won't have my airports, and so I can't do airport updates while I'm in America. So I've gone through and I've pre-recorded a ton of them. So Dulles, the suggested airport series, Reagan and Baltimore, they will all be coming on a regular basis, just as you've seen them in the past few months. They'll all be coming directly to you like that. One more thing I did want to say just before we start the update is, as I said, this is going to be the last one that's not going to be scheduled to upload. So basically, don't leave in the comments any subscriber routes or suggested routes that you want me to do. This is just because I can't actually get to them. I can't do them in the next update because, as I said, I'll be pre-recording them straight after this update. So, you know, I won't be able to read the future. You know, I can't time travel and all of that. So apart from that, that's pretty much all the news I have to say. I'm going to get into the update. So here, just lining up on runway 1, we have a United Airlines 757-300. This is just going to be heading out to San Francisco. For a while, this was actually my channel, kind of like my channel art. Basically, when I went to Gravelly Point, which is the little place at the end of the runway at Reagan, I got a very good photo of the United 757-300 just exiting the runway. And if you're an OG subscriber, you probably remember that being my channel art. But now I don't know what it is. I think it's like a default thing of a photo of like traffic or something. I'm not really sure. But yeah, anyway, this is going to be heading out to San Francisco. Just holding short of runway 1 now, we have an American Airlines Oneworld 737-800. He's going to be heading out to New York LaGuardia. And following him, we have a Delta A220. He's going to be flying out to Detroit. And I know this isn't really a realistic route, but I just had the A220 spare, and I don't think the A220 has come to Reagan yet. I might be mistaken. So I just thought I'd add it on some Delta route, so yeah. Moving on to the extension now, we have the first Southwest aircraft. This is the Southwest Triple Crown 1 livery 737-700. He's just getting cleaned and then he's going to be heading out to Omaha. And just getting serviced with the Honey Truck, we have the Southwest Canyon Blue 737-700. After he's got the Honey Truck service, he's going to get some passengers on board, and then he's going to be heading out to Austin, Texas. And finally, for the Southwest aircraft, we have the Southwest 737-700 in the normal livery. He's going to be heading out to Fort Myers later on today. And just pushed back, we have the Frontier A320. He's going to be pushing back, and then he's going to be heading out to, guess where? You guessed it, Denver, the only route that Frontier has out of Reagan. Next here, in the kind of private / VIP kind of area, we have the Boeing business jet 737-700. He's going to be heading out to Cape Cod. And one thing I wanted to say is I really want to get my hands on the Trump 752, because if you do not know, back when Trump was running for president, the 752 actually came to Reagan, and it kind of chilled out in the VIP area, so that would make a really good addition for a couple updates. If I could get his 752 kind of in the VIP area, that'd be kind of cool. And here we have an American 737 MAX 8. Of course, he's just sitting here grounded. He hasn't moved for a very long time, because if you don't know, if you're like the one person in the world who doesn't know, the 737 MAX is of course grounded. Now I'm not, this is kind of a situation I'm going through. I kind of have to schedule all these updates, and for all I know, in the next month the 737 MAX could be flying again. I mean, it's probably unrealistic to think that, but it could be. So I don't know whether to include it as grounded in the next update or not. And of course there's a month after that. I just don't know. I don't know when this is going to fly again. Of course no one really knows, but yeah, this is just going to be sat here for a while, I guess. And yeah, I've just noticed something as well, like in all the news reports when the 737 MAX was first started to being grounded, I always noticed that whenever they did a news report on the MAX 8, well, especially for American Airlines, they would always show a MAX 8 at Reagan. You know, out of all of the American hubs that American has all over the country, Phoenix, Dallas as well, Dallas is like the main hub, JFK, all of these kind of hubs, why did they choose Reagan? I mean, I guess it has something to do with Reagan being in the capital, and maybe there's like more news stations in Washington. I honestly just don't know, but you know, if anybody knows why all of the news reports for the American 737 MAXs were in Reagan, that'd be quite cool to know. Next here we have a Delta 757-200. He's going to be heading out to Atlanta Island, or MML Aviation and Moores Airport. And just arrived in here we have the Delta Connection CRJ-200. He's just arrived in from New York JFK. And next here we have the United 737-800. He's ready for pushback now, and he's going to be heading out to Newark. And here we have the United Express ERJ-175. He's just getting catered up for a flight out to Cleveland. And finally, for this concourse, we have the Air Canada Express CRJ-900. He's going to be heading out to Ottawa. Next here we have the amazing Delta 737-900. He's just taxiing off of runway 1. He's just arrived in from Los Angeles. Now here again, I know I did say that I wouldn't have the MD-83 in any more updates, but I just kind of thought, you know, as you can probably see the plane behind this one, I just thought, you know, let's just have both of these kind of planes in here. But here we have an American MD-83. He's going to be heading out to Palmer, or Avia Ices Airport. So this was a subscription route, so that's one of the reasons why I included this in this update. The other reason is I did get a brand new model which is behind it, and this leads me on to another thing. I did actually include this in the unboxing of the plane behind this, which will come in a couple of weeks time. But yeah, I'm actually working on collecting the aircraft for a kind of like a retro version of Reagan. So eventually I'll get the planes for a kind of a classic update. So we're going to have, I know US Airways was the hub airline here at Reagan, but it may be a little bit different. It's probably not going to be that accurate, but I'm just working on getting a lot of like classic planes that look cool. Like I really love the Delta 757 in the old livery from NG Models. I want to get Eastern, I want to get United's old livery, I want to get Continental, I want to get TWA, I want to get all of these kind of amazing retro airlines, because I've always wanted to do a classic update, and I think this is probably going to be my opportunity to do this, because obviously if I did it on Dulles or a bigger airport like Baltimore, I would need to get a lot of other aircraft as well, like international aircraft and all that kind of stuff. So I decided to do it with Reagan, because Reagan is a pretty decent size. Like it's not too small, it's not too big, it's just kind of like perfect size. And so I'm going to start collecting some retro aircraft. I'm including those American Eagle aircraft that were kind of in the white livery. That was quite good. But yeah, that's what's coming. And so yeah, that leads me on to this aircraft here. This is the American 757-200 in the classic like chrome livery, the old livery. Now of course this isn't realistic. I don't think they have any American 757s that look like this anymore. There was a few reasons I got this, but of course I'm going to save that for the unboxing, which I'll do in a couple of weeks. Well, I've already done it, I've just uploaded it for a couple of weeks time. But yeah, this is going to be heading out to Los Angeles in a bit. But yeah, I'm going to move on to the other 757 behind it, which is actually, I might not change shot, I'll just do it in this one. But yeah, as you can see, we have the other American 757-200 in the shot. The new livery one is actually going to be heading out to Phoenix. And here we have the American Eagle ERJ175. It will get into focus eventually. My camera's just quite slow. But yeah, here we have the American Eagle ERJ175. This one is going to be heading out to Lansing later on today. And then below him there we have the American Eagle CRJ700. He's going to be heading out to Charleston. Then we have the American Eagle ERJ175. He's going to be heading out to Tallahassee. And finally for this update we have the American A321. He's going to be heading out to Pittsburgh. So that concludes this update of Washington Reagan National Airport. As I said, just as a reminder, do not leave any suggested routes or subscriber routes because basically, as I said, I won't be able to include them. Any that are left will literally just be ignored. I don't want to be mean about it, but I have kind of warned you several times now in other updates as well. And also I just can't. I will tell you when you can start to leave subscriber routes again. And yeah, apart from that, there's not really much to say. So without further ado, I will see you in the next video. Bye.